So when you're brainstorming and you're trying to come up with different ideas, different workable solutions, you will invariably come across people who will be very supportive of what you're doing, who will have tons of ideas. They'll help you every step of the way, coming up with the right strategies, the right approaches. And we absolutely must have those people as a part of our team who can sort of help us move in the right direction, help us with steering it, help us getting the right resources. Even the excitement level alone, it's it's infectious. So really want to have people like those in the team. What about the exact opposite? What about the people who say it will never happen? It won't work. What about those people? Now, one would be tempted to say, you know what? I don't want to get them as a part of this discussion because they're just, they're just they'll spoil it for everyone. They'll bring down the enthusiasm level. They'll dampen the spirits for everyone. They've got nothing to contribute. Let's not have them in the discussions. My personal thoughts, and I'll give you the background for my thoughts, is the opposite of that. Again, I've shared my background at multiple places throughout the presentation. I've got a strong background in technology management and crisis management and looking at companies during crisis, post-crisis, to look at the lessons learned and how to get back on track. So think about this. Let's say we're all working together on a rocket launch. Okay, so let's say that it's our go no go decision or coming up in a week from now. So all systems obviously have to work. All systems have to be a go before we can press a button and send the rocket into space. So, so when someone says this will never work, the rocket will crash, or bad things will happen, you don't want to kick them out of the room, right? You don't want to shun them away and push them out because they're giving us bad news. They probably have something to say. Bring them on board, bring them over, get them to explain to us what the problems are. But obviously, just because someone has a bad feeling, somebody maybe had a bad dream, or they it's something doesn't quite feel right, you won't just call off the launch on that basis. You want there to be some kind of a science behind that. That's where I want to emphasize over here. We absolutely want to have the naysayers as a part of the team as well. But rather than them coming up with arbitrary, it just doesn't work because we just are not designed this way and we don't have the capacity to do it this way, rather than being something as generalist as that, I want to force them. I want to force them to give us concrete reasons why it will not work. And not just the reasons why it will not work, I want them to be able to make it to be a part of the solution. Tell us what we can do to make it work, right? If you're, for example, trying to build a house again, we like to use examples just because when you're trying to conceptualize something, it's a little easier for us to have an image in our mind, and then we could just go and talk about the image. Imagine you've got two pieces of land. One is on a flat land. Other is on a mountain with some grade. The mountain obviously will have a better view of maybe an ocean, maybe a deep valley on the other side. You're about to build your house. Do you pick A, the flat land, or B, the one on the mountain? You could pick both, right? You're tempting to go towards the mountain because of the better view that it provides. But then again, building a house on a slope, it requires some additional work. We have to add some grading on the floor. You have to replenish the soil. Some extra work has to be done. Whereas the flat area, we can just start the construction tomorrow. So this is where the planning team comes in and they say, okay, options A and B. A will not have this additional work, but B has got a better view or better overall, maybe the value of the project. But the B option requires some additional work. Is that work worth it or not? Do we have the resources to make that happen or not? This is where the naysayers are saying the house will never stay on this mountain. They must provide us with the reason. Maybe the grading is too high, or the slope is too steep, or maybe the kind of soil that we have. Maybe the soil they will not be able to hold. Maybe the foundation does has to go much deeper to the soil. Maybe the wind is too strong. Whatever the factors they might have, as long as there's an engineering, there's a science behind that, there's a logical reason behind that, and as long as they're able to provide us with a workaround, I would love to have them in their contribution as a part of this team. Remember, what you're about to go through is a massive presentation in 25 different areas that pertain to Pakistan. We're talking about healthcare, we're talking about agriculture, we'll be talking about education, child healthcare, or the early life development for children. We'll be talking about the support network, homelessness, safety net, retirement planning, safety, saving. How do we save within the country? The skill development, educational opportunities, the women's right, minorities' right, all of these areas we'll be talking about them. Yes, we have got some ideas, we have got some proposals here, but I'll be in a huge delusion if I say that my ideas are the only good ideas on these topics. I want to bring in everyone who is knowledgeable on these topics to come on board and help us develop what ideas we should be pursuing as a country. Okay. And for that reason, I really want to insist that no naysayer is shown the door and thrown out of the equation. We really want them to be part of the discussion as much as anybody else. But just come with an open mind, number one. Number two, please come with an intent to offer a solution. Okay? All right. Thanks for continuing. Let's go into the next slide.